game. That's what you're excited about. So I didn't even know this. I heard you, Eastside Dave, had a bad day today.
Yeah, I'm coming in on the subway today.
What train?
Queens, the W train, right there from Ditmas Avenue. And first stop, I get in, and I'm drinking a Coca-Cola.
Which you're not allowed to do on a train. Am I right there?
Yeah, you're right. You're not supposed to eat, drink, play
or be merry.
Yeah.
You can't eat, drink, or be merry on the train.
I'd never heard that before, but anyway.
Sure you haven't, because you don't read.
I'm drinking the Coca-Cola, and this huge, black homeless guy. I mean, I'm seriously 6'5".
You're 6'5"?
No, he was 6'5".
Oh, okay, because you said I'm seriously 6'5", and I'm doubting that.
I'm saying he was about 6'5", and he comes over. As soon as the doors open up, he walks right next to me and snatches my Coca-Cola from me.
He doesn't say a word to you?
Doesn't say a word, and it was really one of the scariest things of my life. Like, it was so brutal, and I felt like I was looking into the eyes of a devil or a lion or something. It was very National Geographic-ish.
All right, so first of all, this is not just a regular homeless guy.
No.
This is the world's strongest, biggest homeless guy.
He was huge, and he was definitely homeless, no question, because he had the trench coat and the facial hair, and just it was a very scary looking dude.
So he doesn't say a word. He just yanks your Coke out of your hand.
Doesn't say
like you're a child.
He takes the Coke out of my hand. Then the best part is he sits on the seat next to me, and I'm so scared. I'm thinking, should I get up? Or should I flee off the train? Like, what should I do?
Like a woman?
Yeah, and he starts drinking the Coke in front of me, and here's actually the toughest move I've ever seen. He gets to where it's almost done, and he offers me some.
Sure.
He extends the bottle to me, and as if he's saying, do you want some? And I just shake my head. No, I don't want it.
Take some homeless backwash.
I swear to God, I had such a vagina. Then I finally got up and walked to the back of the train and just stared at him the entire time.
Did anybody say anything to you?
No one.
Sorry, you lost your Coke.
No one said a word, and everyone just let him get away with it. And he was having a big ball the whole time. Had his feet up, drinking my Coca-Cola.
You ought to try to sue some of those other passengers on the Good Samaritan law. No one helped you.
Is there any medal that you can get that's the opposite of hero? Do they give out a medal for just being branded and running away?
The bronze chicken.
I could definitely gotten shot for cowardice if this was World War II. No question about it.
And I have never seen a 6'5" homeless guy in my life. I guarantee you, this guy was 5'8", $115, like a normal homeless guy. How old would you say he was?
I would say he was early 40s. Early 40s.
And you let him take your Coke?
Yeah, I totally let him take it because it was, Ronnie, you don't understand, his eyes were so dark. And that evilness that comes. I don't know if he's infected with diseases.
So apparently this is some kind of extra strength that he has outside of what we understand in here on the human sense. There's some superhuman powers that this Coke stealer has.
Yeah, he definitely had much stronger strength than mortals. I mean, the way he snatched it was so fast and so.
Would you say it was like taking candy from a redheaded ugly baby?
In essence, I would say, I'm telling you, for real, it was really scary, and I couldn't believe it.
Hey, truck stop, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, man, sounds like Eastside was in that Mean Joe Green commercial, when he fucking gives the kid the Coke and shit.
He does act like Mean Joe Green, has no place to live, and now goes away taking sodas off of sissy little boys. At the end, did he throw his old AIDS-infested trench coat to you?
No, he was as tall as Mean Joe Green, no question about it.
I know it's a lie. I do not believe you for a second. You just back down to any homeless guy. Homeless guys are not considered tough. Well, normally they're weakened by what society has wreaked upon them. These are guys that have already given up because they can't handle the rough and tumble world that the rest of us have.
Most of them can't move because of their open wounds.
I just figure he might have had a syringe on him, filled with a disease that he could inject in me. What's so funny about that? It happens.
Well, who would do that? Now he's a mad scientist. Hey, David, what do you got for us?
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't think that guy would have got Dave Soda if he'd had Jivey with him.
You should have had Jivey ready to talk him down. Say, brother,
we're the same skin color. Did they get another one?
That's
check. That's check. 3-0.
Is that 3-zip?
That's
check. They're showing halftime highlights.
Oh, God.
Check is in white, and oh my God.
I am not going to believe anything that you have to say to me anymore, Dave. The fact you let a fucking homeless guy steal from you.
I mean, when someone is just that, like, scary looking and that's
scary looking, you can show those people a card trick and confuse them. They're out on the streets because they're half retarded.
Was the homeless guy more scared of Dave than, because, you know, Dave's kind of got an unusual appearance?
Why is this guy homeless? He couldn't live in Dave's house because Dave would just walk to the back of his yard and stand there.
Actually, now that I think about it, that's the second time it's because your situation actually happened to me when I was 14 years old. I was watching TV in my house, and we always leave our doors open in Spring Lake, and we live across the street from a church. This black lady just comes in wandering into our house.
Wandering or wandering?
Wandering into our house, and she was saying, you know, like, does anyone have my lunch? And I was wondering what the hell was going on.
Start making peanut butter and jelly and fucking crackers as quick as you could?
No, but my mom says it was the funniest thing because I
can't... Who got my goddamn lunch? I know I best get some lunch here. Oh, and one more thing. I want a Coca-Cola with it.
Well, apparently they had a free lunch program in the church across the street, and she just got the wrong address.
The free lunch is looking at a fucking redhead and taking whatever he's got for himself.
But I just stared straight at the TV, and I like watched Transformers, eating my own food.
Pretending you didn't see it.
I was pretending that I didn't see it, and my mom still talks about it to this day, and I almost cry every Thanksgiving because she thinks it's the funniest thing.
I love it because it just shows how you fucking gloss over when trouble comes around. Hey, Breadstick, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah.
I believe I got an odor of pussy coming through my mouth from listening to this Eastside Dave story.
I mean, I definitely have just some reservations about strange people. Like, I'm not scared if it was a...
Stern stood up to a homeless guy and made the fucking paper. Look at you.
He's like 7 feet tall.
Everybody's... that is a good way to put it. You add 6 inches to everybody. Like your own dick.
There's nothing you could have possibly done. You could have been killed if you tried to save your Coke.
Telling you, this guy was evil, man. He was evil. And I was not about to get some weird shot of some kind of cancer or whatever.
No fucking homeless guy is smart enough to keep cancer in a syringe. They're homeless because they can't do any normal thing a person can do. Society is too difficult for them. Rather than get a job and work or even steal, they sleep outside on church steps. This guy was able to outmaneuver you. Just so you know it. It was not an evil genius. He was a subhuman, basically.
Well, he was really fast. I will say that. And even if you don't...
Sure. Next to a paralyzed with fear person, I'm sure he looked completely fast. No. I liked how you eventually stood up to him and moved to the back. Did you wipe any of your own piss off you, or did you just lay there in it?
No, but I was pretty frozen. I must have looked so pathetic to the rest of the train.
I'm sure.
The whole thing going on.
You should fucking walk to work from now on. You should be so embarrassing.
A couple of those people I did recognize as people who take the same train.
Everybody grabs the same train the same time. Now they know you. Mr. fucking helpless.
You act like it would have been rude to get up and not sit with the person who just robbed you.
I don't know what other course of action I can take. What am I going to say? Like,
you should have stomped his shit and took that Coke back. That's the only thing you could have done.
That's one way to look at it. I'll leave that problem where it is, and I'll move on with my life.
You're not going to move on. You've stuck this in the bag of shame that you haul around like Santa Claus.
Look, it has given me some real anger now towards homeless.
It's not anger. You have no anger. You have fear. Anger is what happened before. This thing that you feel now is embarrassment, shame.
He is just lucky that my friend hasn't gotten me a piece, because I would fucking Bernie get. I'm gonna Bernie gets everybody. Now. I'm gonna Bernie gets them all, Ronnie.
Is that right, Death Wish? You're gonna go down here, you're gonna clean up the city for the rest of us? It ain't gonna happen. You're going to fucking stay in your apartment now, afraid of Mikey D and a homeless guy. And you ever notice any of these guys that bother him are always some gigantic people?
Well, maybe that's the fear talking. I don't know, but I think...
Yes, it's the fear talking.
How big was the old lady that stole a sandwich out of your house? 8 feet tall?
She was about 6'2".
Here comes Mom's Mabley, forcing that family to come up with a turkey club at a moment's notice.
That was so weird because Spring Lake, I think it was maybe like one of the first times I'd ever even seen like a black person besides, like playing against
on
them
TV.
in sports, yeah. So for them, one, to walk into my house and then just to ask where her lunch was. Oh,
Tom, you're on Run of Fez.
Hi, gentlemen. How you doing?
Good.
Dave, I can't believe it. You're sitting there telling this story. I mean, at least you should have showed a little balls and, took the stuff back. You drink back from the guy. And even if he gave you a beating, at least you could have said, you took it back from him. Man, unreal. My 2-year-old daughter is tougher than you.
It literally is going to play like on a movie loop on your eyelids every time you try to go to sleep. You're just going to see the man that you call Tiny Zeus Lister, the homeless fucking giant, stealing that. Debo wanting to snatch your chains. You got to do something about it.
The one thing I did notice is like a good 10 minutes after this incident, I'm replaying how I could have beaten him up. Like some awful action movie, like there were karate kicks involved. And
already now you're ready to buy a gun rather than just say, that's not your fucking Coke, to a homeless guy who I guaranteed you he would have went into the corner because that's what they do.
Yeah, I don't know. If you saw the whites of this guy's eyes.
That's all he has. There's no fucking pupils there. He's given up. They lay on the street with a hat hoping somebody will throw them a quarter. They don't go through life taking things.
I would have rather given him some money. Next time, if he wants to, I want to enjoy the beverage for the train ride.
The scary guys on the train are the fucking Wall Street guys in those suits that are just out of their mind, all coked up and way in debt. They're the guys to fear.
I'm sure you'll give them your watch or your iPod next.
I may. I tell you what, I will never listen to my iPod on the train again.
I'm going to tell you something right now, my friend. He did not take that Coke from you.
Yeah.
He took your balls from you. And you know it and I know it. You're walking around this city now, the main streets, just you and that shadow of fear that follows you everywhere.
I may look into taking boxing lessons or martial arts or something like that. And
you feel like you can't defend yourself already now as an adult male.
No, I think I can.
I mean, this is what a woman says. I'm going to take a defense course. A man doesn't say to himself, I now need to take a defense course.
Were you raped at any point during this Coke stealing?
It's just the harrowing part. I've got into fights. The harrowing part is when a stranger invades
Take the Coke,
you.
sits next to you,
Yeah,
and puts his leg on you. It sounded like you said he had his leg up. Was he touching you?
His sneaker was the bottom of his shoe.
Exactly.
I hope this is Coca-Cola's next commercial.
I just forget it. They're all savages.
Who's they?
The homeless. Not them. Homeless.
They're not savages. They're poor, pathetic fucking souls that can't deal. They normally, Dave, they get our pity. Sometimes our mercy. Never our fucking Coca-Cola.
If Giuliani was back in office, none of this shit would be going on.
You need Giuliani, a 5'4" Italian to protect you from the world. All right, there's Master Poe. He hasn't left. Master Poe, please come in here because we need to figure out what we're going to do with this redheaded pussy. He's on the train today. A homeless guy, Master Poe, not normally known for their physical abilities, takes his basically lunch money, his morning beverage.
Why'd you let that happen?
He was a very scary-looking a black homeless guy who was really intimidating and looked evil, and he was very disheveled, and I thought, this guy's bad news.
Disheveled?
Yeah, he was...
That's not normally what we think of when the tough and the strong.
Well, like he had bad, straggly face hair, and it was a bad situation all around, so... I'm not going to get stabbed, like I was telling Mr. B, with a syringe full of, cancer or HIV or something like that.
It's not a mad scientist. It's a fucking homeless guy who spent last night sleeping in a corner in dog piss.
Master Poe, how can we protect ourselves against the unshaven?
I don't know. Just stay away from him, I guess. How big was the guy?
Well, in my opinion, he was around 6'5" or so.
6'5".
The world's tallest homeless man.
I see.
Where he was.
I guarantee you he wasn't 6 foot.
So when he came into the train, he was bending down.
Yeah, no, he came in bent down a little bit, and then he walks straight to me.
On his knees.
And no, I mean
he was 6'5".
Well, the train's high enough for those type of people.
Those type?
Tall people, Master Pro.
White people are so scared of black people.
And he swooped the coke with such an angry face. I thought, if I do something here, this guy's gonna kill me.
No one believes this story the way you're telling it. You know why? Because you exaggerate all the time.
Everything happened just like I said. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the fear was making him into a slightly taller guy. He was definitely tall, guys. I swear. He was tall.
What do you
and
think
big
he
and
weighed?
black. 210 pounds.
There's no such thing as a 210 homeless guy.
210
They have no
pounds.
fucking food. They sleep with fleas. They are not strong, aggressive people.
Well, I mean, I don't have a scale with me. I
bet it was an Ethiopian with flies all over his baby face.
I mean, why would he do that, though, Master Paul, is my question.
Why is there meanness in the world?
Because he's seen weakness in your eyes.
True.
Well, just because I'm a blue-eyed
And that's
person.
the retina.
I don't know.
Were you looking terrified at him?
After he took it, I was so, I was shaking a little.
Yeah.
And then when he offered me the Coke back, it just fucking blew my mind. I was like, this is the weirdest fucking thing. He's offering me a sip of the Coca-Cola he just stole from me. And I was
that was at least kind. He saw you were thirsty.
I know, but then
he probably felt bad because you were silently sobbing next to him.
Well, when he offered me a sip of the Coke back, I realized this guy is totally insane, and I'm not going to fight him, Master. I'm not going to fight him because he's totally deranged.
That's the high road.
Well, look.
Why are you sitting here feeling bad about yourself like there was other things that you could have done, though?
Well, now I do think I should have said something like, no,
Hey.
that's not yours.
Why didn't you yell, this is not my father, like they teach kids when they're snatched?
I should have at least said, hey, help or something.
Help! Help!
You think Spider-Man or someone would have shown up to save the day?
Master Poe, does this happen with your students?
No.
It's impossible, right?
Well, nothing's impossible, but what you have to understand is as soon as someone comes into the train, you have to look at your surroundings, and if they look like a threat, you have to pay attention to them.
I'm going to next time. Yeah. I know exactly, I have the prototype of what this guy looks like. I have it figured out in my head. And I'm not going to trust those kind of people anymore.
Those kind?
I used to.
White people are so scared of black people.
Homeless. I mean, he was that color, but I do mean homeless. Just because if they don't have anything upstairs, that makes them doubly. I mean,
are you doubly dangerous? Because you're fucking dumb as a rock.
I'm talking about insane. If someone's crazy, wouldn't that make him dangerous?
Yes.
Yeah.
You, I'm talking about.
Oh.
The crazy stealing from the crazy.
Well, I don't know. It's just such a weird thing. It reminded me of that. Remember that there was that movie where the people lived under the tunnels? It was a documentary where it was homeless people who lived in the subway tunnels.
So you honestly now think it was a troll who stopped you from going over the bridge, you little billy goat? You fucking puss.
I don't know.
Why didn't you queef at him, you fucking big cunny? Make me sick that you come in here like this.
So what else did he do to you?
I told you, he put his foot up like on the chair next to me, and the bottom of his sneaker was probably touching my thigh a little bit. And then he offered me a sip of the Coke back.
He could have kicked you in the tampon.
You allowed him to touch you?
No, after
gently.
I got up and went to the back of the train. Just said, that's enough for that. I don't need to stand for this.
Did you get up because you were smelling your own shit in your seat? You couldn't stand it anymore?
There are things that happen that I'll wish I had changed.
So
like your underwear?
So you put your foot down and you said, I don't have to stand for this.
Yeah, and I'll go right to the back of the train.
Walked away.
Forget it. I got out of there. So I thought that in essence, because at first I was so paralyzed with fear that my legs wouldn't even move. So I had to feel the bottom of his shoe on my thigh. I'm like, this really sucks. And then when he offered me the Coke, I go, oh, fuck it. Fuck this. I'm out of here.
Did you say that loud or inside?
No.
Inside.
Everything was going on in my head.
Were you able to look at the other passengers on the train, or were you just so shamed at that point you couldn't make eye contact with other commuters?
How many more stops?
I did look at this one woman who I'd seen before. She was like a pudgy woman in her like mid-50s.
6'5", yeah, we know.
No, and she saw the whole thing go down, and I looked at her for help. And she was like, what the fuck are you looking at me for? Go and take the Coke back.
The 80s are back. Let's face it. Bloomberg is taking this city back to the 80s.
It's true, though. Get a fucking grip on the city, Mayor. Stop with the cigarettes and bars.
They're taking our Cokes.
Banishing smoking in bars. Meanwhile, we got homeless people running amok.
I don't know if the headline in the Post tomorrow is going to be Crime Wave returns to city.
See, the only problem is that this guy was testing you. Now, in this case, you walked away and you got away with it. However, in another situation, they may come up to you and say, okay, well, let me have your Coke. And you say, no. And they'll take it from you. What else are they going to take from you?
My wallet.
And what else?
iPod.
And what else?
Oh, dignity. Something like that. Is that what you're going for?
Trick question.
I get what you're saying. They're taking my guts.
Well,
away
you never
from
know.
Me. Yeah, well, there's a lot I wish I had done differently. And I swear I will.
What would you have done differently?
Well, next time it happens...
Had your mom drive you to work?
I'm going to just say, get off. No, I'm going to go, get off, like that. And I will look into, at least if I can't get a piece, get in some mace or
wait a
pepper
second,
spray.
You can't have a piece in the city.
Well, then I'll get pepper spray. I'll get pepper spray.
Yeah, all the girls have that. It really fucking works well. You ever been pepper sprayed? It just really makes you angry. Just really pisses you off.
No, I've never.
He'll still take your Coke and just pour it in his eyes to get the sting out.
Here's Teabagger. T, you're on the Ron and Fez show. How are you, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Listen, I want to know if this homeless guy had a chef's hat on.
I get it. No, he was...
Are you going to tell your chick this story?
No, I'm not.
Should I? I mean, I'm worried about her safety now.
No, don't say it to anybody, including my parents. I
I'll
hope
call
my
them.
mom was.
How's Dave after the mugging?
They will take me out of Queens. They will make me go right back into the basement.
Yeah, whatever happened to you moving to money-making Manhattan? Where did that go? Where's that dream?
She has to get, she has to get a job. I can't afford Manhattan on my own. So once Westside gets the job, we'll look to do that. And that will be a fun adventure. Maybe get a place right around Master Po. Do you live in Manhattan?
He lives in Jersey.
No, I live in New Jersey.
Oh. Maybe around you, Ronnie?
You ought to get one right next door to Master Po with a fucking buzzer.
So I can protect you?
It's not a bad idea.
I've just never seen anyone manhandled by a homeless person before.
You might call me when the Girl Scout cookies come over.
See, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, they'll spit. Even if they don't punch you, they'll spit on you and things.
No, I've been riding the subways all my life. I have never heard of this before in my life. If anything, any slight resistance, they take off like, when you turn the light on, the cockroaches flee. Any chance of resistance
These people are already beaten down by life. Life has been difficult for them.
But Earl is a little bit more intimidating, with the black and everything. And
White people are so scared of black people.
He just looks stronger and stuff, even though he not necessarily is. He just looks it.
But here's the thing. I mean, you must feel bad, or you would have just said to us, hey, I bought a homeless guy a Coke today. We all went, oh, that's nice. But there's something inside you that feels like it's been broken, that feels like it's been damaged.
Yeah, I feel like I've been fucking victimized here, and I want something done about it. I mean, what the hell? You can't have, crazy people doing this type of stuff.
Usually, when homeless people jack somebody, it's a woman, like a purse, and they're usually asleep. So.
Right. Well, there were a couple women on the train that looked tougher than Dave.
That Dave looked to for help and sat there.
If he had tried to take a wallet or my iPod, I would have done something.
Bullshit.
No, I would have.
Bullshit. You told us you were paralyzed with fear.
Well, that is true.
So you wouldn't have done anything.
I think I would have been paralyzed with fear. He would have gotten the wallet and the iPod, and then I would have went back to the train, to the back of the train, re-huddled, and sort of kind of charged at him. Or I would have come up with a plan.
He would have been gone by then.
No. I was following where he.
There's not a lot of plannings in street fights. It's either on or it's off.
Well, I would have done some calculations in my head and gotten that stuff back. I figured it was just a Coke, you know.
No, you didn't. You sat here all up today upset about it.
Well, it's true.
And you said you've been violated. So you never at any point went, this is just a Coke, it's not worth it. You paralyzed with fear.
Well, the act itself, yes. I was so victimized.
Right.
I can't believe it, you know. And I'm still a little bit shaken over it, to be honest with you.
Fez, you want to check his underwear and see if there was any seepage? I believe there was.
I'll check, because the way he's talking, he's gone through a prison rape here.
It should take 3 to 5 seconds for you to handle this situation.
How would I do that?
Well, come down to the school and I'll teach you for free. Come down for a month.
I don't want to have to take another train ride because
he'd have to get on the PATH train.
I can only take the subway. Like now, you know, I have my elevators thing. I'm telling you, this is going to just put.
What's you're afraid of getting beat up on an elevator?
By an elevator.
Going down elevators, and now I'm going to feel like Subway's a death trap.
By the way, we need you to do this too. I need you to do a phone call with us later
right.
from the top of the Empire State Building. I want to just find out what it's like up there.
I'll be walking. I'll walk the whole way up and the whole way down.
Oh, you can't?
Do they let you?
I don't think
you're
so.
allowed to walk up that building.
And besides, you know how many homeless are living in the stairwells of the Empire State Building? You'd have to face at least one of your fears.
That's fine with me. Next homeless guy who tries it with me, in case you're listening out there, I am fucking decking you. Because I'm just
homeless people do not have satellite radio unless they see you first. Then they'll have then they'll be set up.
Well, whatever. If word spreads, if word gets around town that you're homeless and I'm your new easy mark, I'm telling you right. And you know, this is just another reason why I'm seriously considering dyeing my hair black, because he sees the red hair,
why
the
don't you
pale
do
skin.
it?
And go ahead, laugh it up, Master Paul. But
Irish guys fight at the drop of a hat. Red hair is a reason not to fight somebody.
I do. I've gotten into fight. It's just with the strangers. When strangers start picking on you, I think it's because of the red hair. Because everyone has heard the phrase "beat you like a redhead."
No, stepchild, child. When you run into Irish guys in these bars, you say the slightest wrong thing, they headbutt you into the bridge of your nose and destroy the next 6 months of your life.
But that seems more like a black Irish trait. I don't know.
Here's our buddy Photoshop Mike. Mike, how are you, pal?
Hey, buddies, what's going on?
Hey.
This sounds a lot like Public Greenwich Village. They took my Coke.
Well, maybe
that's a little bit of a reach to go Public Greenwich Village, but it was an embarrassment for you today.
Yeah, it was a terrible, even more than embarrassment. It was a really negative experience that Why
don't you join one of those groups with the rest of the rape victims, and you all can sit around and cry on each other all night?
I do need some group therapy, no question about it.
Let me throw out this scenario to you. Let's say the same thing happened to you on the train, except your chick Westside is with you. Then what do you do as you're being manhandled in front of her?
Oh, man.
They just take her. He trips her and runs out the back.
That's a pretty crazy question. I would maybe say something, but I probably wouldn't. I would just go to the back and say,
why don't you go to Master Poe's school? He's going to give you a month.
All right.
You'll come out of that a fucking killing machine.
Is there a way maybe you could do it, like come to my apartment, we could do house training?
Go to you.
Yeah, he's going to go to you because
you want me to go to your house.
Afraid of the world
because you're afraid of
going on the train to Jersey. I mean, it's a long ride.
Tell
everybody about your website, Master Poe.
MasterPoeIsBack.com. I teach boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, stick fighting, knife fighting. Whatever you want to learn, I'll teach you.
Anti-soda theft?
Anti-soda theft.
I'd love to learn the stick fighting. I think that would be fun.
What is your field there with carbonated beverages? What is the best way to deal?
Shake it up and try to spray it in their faces?
Here is Rich. Rich, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, Eastside Dave. I wouldn't be surprised if that black guy's homeless guy's gonna be waiting for you every day. He knows you're an easy mark now. Takes your soda and you just kind of cringe.
It's lunch
that
money.
Is you. Why don't you change your train up? Go with another train.
I could take either the. I could take either
he
the.
Just gave you a rape whistle.
Try it out.
Yeah.
Help! Yeah, this will work with me. I'll probably switch it to the N train, and I will.
White people are so scared of black people.
To me, they're all the N train, and I don't care where they're going. That's all I see.
Come on, Dave. You can't show any fear. Enough of that. You can't show any fear at all.
No, I definitely need a weapon, though. I definitely need a weapon, even if it's like some kind of shock thing or something, some sort of stick. You know, that would be my best bet.
Here's your problem: if you had that shock thing, as you call it, in your pocket, you're paralyzed with fear. You're not going for it. You were paralyzed with fear. You told us that your legs wouldn't move because a homeless guy took your coke.
But I think if I had the weapon in me, I wouldn't become paralyzed.
That's where it would be,
fear.
in you. I have a feeling he'd take that off you, shock your fucking neck.
Exactly. He's going to take it from you because you're not responding quick enough.
Well, I don't know. I'm going to think about this.
Over and over again.
Forever.
Maybe I can go on that tram. Is that tram up? Maybe I'll do that. I'll just avoid the subways.
No. The tram's down.
Oh, fuck. I don't know what to do.
Get one of the guys that has a car out here, and he'll drive you. Drive you out to New Jersey twice a week, and in a month you'll be fine.
I'm just talking about getting into work. You know, that's going to be a whole experience now.
You're afraid to come to work?
No, as long as someone gives me some protection or something like that, be it a security guard or a weapon of some sort. I mean, you know.
You got your rape whistle.
Oh, I'll use it. I'll use my whistle.
Just blow that anytime you see a black guy in the city. Just start fucking freaking out.
What is that noise? It's been going on all day.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at Earl for a second.
That was your joke? We could all laugh if we thought you had any aggression in you at all. But right now, we can't make fun of Earl because we have Dave in our midst. Here's Chris. Chris, you're on Run of Fez.
Yeah, I'm a 7'3", 150-pound homeless guy from Atlanta, wanting to know when Dave gets paid.
Fucking guys from Atlanta thinking they can beat you up. This is how far the show is sunk.
Hey, he has a radio, too.
Guys in Atlanta are feeling superior right now.
Bring it on.
Guy's from Buckhead, and he's feeling like he could take change off of you.
One of them's Elton John.
I won't be carrying cokes around. That much I know will change. No more cokes on the subway.
None at all, huh?
Zero.
You'll hide your coke for later.
Exactly.
When you said someone stole your coke, I'm like, hey, that's going to happen to you in your lifestyle. I didn't know you meant a Coca-Cola. Here's Eric. Eric, you're on Run of Fez.
Yeah, hey, buddy. Got two things for you. Hey, Eastside, does your chick know just how much of a pussy you really are?
No, I don't think
Does she know she's involved in lesbian sex? Has that dawned on her at any point?
And the second thing is, Earl, I think twice a day you just need to walk up to him and go, boo. I think they'll take care of it. He'll just be cowering in the corner.
So far, Mikey D has come to your house, and you've called the cops.
With someone.
Who you said was a giant, and Mikey said, of course, wasn't. And I'm more apt to believe Mikey at this point. And now you've lost your coke to a homeless guy.
Did you consider trying to grab a cop when you got out of the subway?
Why would he?
No, I didn't. I just thought, fuck it, forget it. But that was actually a good idea, Fez.
Doyle, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, Dave's got to be excommunicated from the Irish race.
He does seem the least Irish of any redhead, freckled bastard I've ever seen in my life.
I am part Scottish, and maybe...
they're not known for fighting.
Oh, my God. And I got a little bit of German, so...
Oh, yeah, it's Poland, how they do. There was no reason for you to feel this way.
Are you Swiss or French by any chance?
You know what? I'm not trying this for, to be shocked or whatever, or be anything like that. It's a bigger adjustment coming and hanging out with so many black people and black homeless people, just walking right up to you.
Now you've turned this into a race thing.
I'm not. I swear to God. It's just an adjustment. And
all right, let me ask you this. If it was a white homeless guy, would he have taken your coke?
I think so. I think I would have got.
So stop blaming the race.
But what I'm saying is I think I would have not been paralyzed with fear. I would have responded to the white homeless man. I think I would have.
To me, you got away with just losing a coke. Let it fucking go. That's all it is.
If it was a homeless person in a wheelchair, they would have taken your coke.
Oh, yeah, and I'm just saying, it's just the adjustment. But once I work through the diversity of New York City, I'll be fine.
Hey, Jackie, you're on Run of Fez.
Dave, you need to grow some balls. Quit being a pussy. You can do it.
All right. Well,
that's women saying grow balls.
Why? Why are you afraid?
There's a lot of scariness in the world, Jackie. I mean, you
Talk to her like it's your mommy. Crawl on her lap and sob.
Help me.
Dave.
Yes, Mom?
Why?
I don't know why I did it. It was a bad choice.
But now you're afraid to go to work. You're afraid to go train with Master Poe.
Yeah, well, I'm afraid of subways now. But, that will hopefully change. I don't know, Mom.
Try thinking of them as death boxes instead of subways.
Dave, you're just a drama queen.
You really are a drama queen, only I would drop the drama. You're just a queen.
Yeah,
and queens.
I agree.
Did you see that queen got beat up downtown the other day?
Oh, yeah, the drag queen. The cross-dresser.
Well, yeah, what exactly happened there?
I guess leaving the club or something for street toughs. We're yelling sexual-oriented slurs at him, her, and then beat the hell out of him.
Wow. That does sound a little bit like someone in this room. That's someone being me, I guess,
What are you talking about?
The drag queen getting beat up.
So you now feel like the drag queen.
Well, I
doesn't feel safe in the city.
I just think I can identify with, maniacs who are just picking on the innocent and the good-hearted.
Maybe you'll turn into Batman. This whole thing.
By the way, let me just say this. For the most part, I'm a pacifist, and
not the way you talk, not the way I heard the shit that you've said about Earl before, Mikey T. You're always talking about kicking ass. Here was your chance to prove it. I've never heard you act like you're a pacifist. You always demand us to say that you're an athlete. Almost every day, you say to somebody, they better respect you as an athlete.
Well, yeah, but athletes can be passive. I don't believe necessarily in fighting. I think we can conquer ourselves.
I wouldn't either if I was you. If I fucking pissed myself every time there was trouble, I wouldn't believe in it either.
Well, so you believe for the first time that you met me, you wanted to challenge me to an arm wrestle.
That's right.
But you can't take your coke back from this homeless.
Yeah, that's Eastside Gandhi over there.
I saw the arm wrestling challenge as more of like a feat of strength. I didn't see that as violence.
I would say getting your coke back is a feat of strength.
I'll try something.
It's too late.
MasterPoeIsBack.com. MasterPoeIsBack.com. And you got a lot of classes going there now, Master Poe?
Yes, I teach from morning till night on Saturdays, and then Monday through Thursday I teach till about 10 o'clock at night.
So you would make some space in a class for this kid if he shows up and throws himself into it. It would work for it. You could turn Dave around.
Yeah, he could attend my 9-year-old class.
That'd be great for you, Dave. Great place to start.
No. I'll make
all
him
whites. He needs an all-white class.
I'll turn him from a kitten to a tiger. How's that?
That would be good. How long is the ride from Queens to New Jersey? Or how long does it take?
About 40 minutes.
Okay, that's fine for me then. I'm up for it.
Those 9-year-olds are going to be waiting there to take your soda.
All right, let's take a break. We're right back. Ron and Fez.
Oh. Ron and Fez. XM 202.
Ron and Fez show. Earl, congratulations. Another big win for Team Bennington today, just by you not doing anything.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, all you've got to do is let him open his mouth, and you pick up another big win. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. United States in the middle of a pinball machine right now where we're getting our asses beat 2-0 by the Czech Republic.